This help video goes through how to produce an invoice for additional fees without affecting the original invoice. Students often request additional options after arrival and once they have started their studies. Their invoice has often been produced and all fees paid, but they need to be invoiced for further items. Some examples of the additional fees could be extra lessons, exam fees, book fees, accommodation, transfers, or excursions. Within the invoicing screen of a student's enrolment, there is an option Use Credit and Reinvoice, and this can be used for producing a new invoice just for the additional fees without affecting the original invoice. As long as the final invoice has been produced for all items that the student has paid for, and not just the pro forma, a new invoice can be produced for the additional fees. So now I'm going to go into an enrolment and show you an example. So if I select on the finance screen, you can see all of the finance lines are greyed out, which means the final invoice has been processed. If I now add a new booking item for an excursion, a new invoice can be produced just for this item. So if I select bookings, add a sundry, I'm going to use a day excursion to Bath and select OK. If I now go back to finance, you can see the one item that's showing in black is the day excursion for £55, which is unprinted. If I select on the invoicing screen, you can see two invoices have already been produced, but we now need to produce a new one for this excursion. As this is a direct booking, under the student options, you have the field Use Credit and Reinvoice Method. This would need to be unticked. Then I want to select Send Invoice and Create and Send to produce the new invoice for the excursion. You can see an additional third line has been created with today's date, showing the invoice number for the £55 excursion that we just added. Just to go over again the Use Credit and Reinvoice method, if this box is ticked, this will cancel out the original invoice in full with a credit note and produce a new invoice for the full financial value. If the Use Credit and Reinvoice is unticked, this will produce a new invoice just for the new or amended item, leaving the previously produced invoice or invoices untouched. The setting for Always Credit and Reinvoice is assigned to the agent record. So if I close this down and go into an agent, select Finance Details and General, on the right hand side you have Always Credit and Reinvoice, so for this agent this is ticked. The default is normally set for credit notes to be produced, but as this document indicates, this can be amended at the point of invoicing. So we've now come to the end of the help video. I hope you found this useful and thank you for listening.